Namaste everyone. In first pada of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Samadhi pada, we have discussed regarding the different types of Samadhi, means Sampragyata Samadhi and Asampragyata Samadhi, and how to achieve, how to reach in the state of Asampragyata, we have discussed in earlier Sutra. Now, these chapters, Sadhana pada, means the practical part, we will be looking some other new techniques. Now, you may get doubt why Patanjali has written this chapter. When first chapter itself, it says like Samadhi, Asampragyata Samadhi, then why actually the aim of yoga is Samadhi only or Kaivalya. So if it is achieved in first chapter itself, then what is the necessary to read the again second chapters? But he written due to the Bhava Pratyaya and Upaya Pratyaya explained in first chapters. Bhava Pratyaya means those who got birth and they in between during the practice they die and next word they can continue their practice. But Upaya Pratyaya, those who are the new freshers, they have to go through Shraddha, Smriti, Samadhi, Pragya, Smriti and all this explained. For them, some other new technique or easy technique is there or not? In these questions, the answer is given yes, there is some new technique and easy technique. That purpose only this chapter is explained for the Upaya Pratyaya. Bhava Pratyaya means the very supreme practitioner. For them, first chapter explain Abhyasa, Vairagya, Chitta Prasadana and all other techniques. And this chapter will be explaining for the general practitioner. General practitioner means Madhyama and Nimna Koti. Earlier chapter explained for the Ucha Koti practitioner, higher level. And these chapters deals with the median or mediocre practitioner and lower kind of practitioner. So these chapters start with this sutra is Tapah Swadhaya Ishra Pranidhanani Kriya Yogaha. Tapah Swadhaya Ishra Pranidhanani Kriya Yogaha. Tapah Swadhaya Ishra Pranidhanani Kriya Yogaha. First we should understand Kriya Yogaha. Kriya means action. Yoga means Samadhi or the Samatya. Equanimity is called yoga. The feeling of equanimity in any kind of work or any kind of action is known as Kriya Yoga. What is meaning of this Kriya Yoga? What does it stand? Yoga means Samadhi or the highest state of mind or the Samatvam, equality or equanimity. The equanimity in any kind of action is known as Kriya Yoga. Whatever you do, you should be equal. If you become a judge, if you become an umpire, if you become a referee, if you become a chancellor, you should see the candidate, the person, player equally. That practice is known called Kriya Yoga. How it's possible? Explained here by these three things. Tapaha, Swadhaya and Ishra Pranidhanani. Three things explained here. Tapaha, Swadhaya and Ishra Pranidhanani. Tapaha means making, tapa actually the word meaning tapa is heat. Means you need to make your chitta body in the fire of tapas. Your chitta should be fitted with tapas, fully warm. What kind of warmness? It explained here. In Bhagavad Gita 70th chapter, it explained there are three types of tapas there. Saririka, Vachika and Manasika. Tapas, if you go a little deep in explain Bhagavad Gita, one is called Saririka, Vachika and Manasika. Saririka means physically, Vachika means vocally, and Manasika means mentally. If you practice tapas, tapas means the austerity. You're going to see the word austerity. Austerity can be followed by these three perspectives: Saririka, Vachika and Manasika. What is Saririka? In Gita it explains, Dveva Dvija Guru Pragya Pujanam Saucham Arjavam. Saridika Stapochyate. Dveva Dvija Guru. You should be obey, you should respect to your Deva, means the ultimate, or the God, the Ishvara, one. Dvija means Brahmanas. You should be respectful, you should be humble towards the Brahmana. Different types of Brahmanas or the monk, Brahmana. Deva Dvija Pragya. Pragya means those who are senior. You should be very respectful towards them. That is explained here. Pragya. Pragya. Dveva Dvija Pragya Pujam. And explain, if you follow this way, Saririka, then it's called Saririka Tapa. Tapa means making in your body, mind and your speech such a way that it should become truth as it is. Tapas, you should follow the as it is things in Saririka level. Means Deva Dvija Guru Pragya Pujan. You should respect the Devas, the Almighty. Dvija means Brahmanas, and Guru, the senior or the teachers, whatever you take. Saririka. Bachika means it explains like while you are talking, it should be as it is. What you are talking, it should be practice and it should be action level, it should be there. Like explain, Anudvegakram Bhakyam Satyam Prehitam Chayat. Anudvegakram, which is give the Anudvega, Satyam, truth. Bhakyam Prehitam, it's good for others. If you practice all these things mentally, that is. Bachika means whatever you mentally thinking, you are planning, if you do that things, that is called Bachika Tapa. Bachika means what you are talking about that, what you are speaking about that. If you practice same thing as it is, means in this level what will happen, three things should be equal. Thinking pattern, telling pattern, means vocal pattern, and the action level, action pattern. So these three things should be maintained as it is, means truth level, it should be corrected easily, understandable as it is. Then only chitta will become clear and cut. So easily you can understand any kind of concept, thoughts and all. That is called tapas. So tapas can be practiced in the level of three ways. Saririka, Vachika and Manasika. Meaning you should be equal with all these things. Satyam should be maintained by these three things. Saririka, Vachika and Manasika. That is called tapas. One. Austerity. Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means sa adhyaya. Adhyana means the Adhyana means patanam, to read, to understand. Swa means himself. If you want to understand himself, you should read inside, not outside. Now it is whatever, we are understanding the out world. What is there in this universe, what is there in sodium or in water, acid. We are learning outward. Because how this world is made of. So we are learning that outside. Instead of that, if you learn inside, who I am, and what is my entity, what is my proof, from where I came, what is my aim. If I read this way, that is called Swadhyaya, means what you want to do, from where you came, Ka Am Ashmi, Ko Am Ashmi. These are the sentence comes. So to understand that concept, if you are going on searching inside you, who I am, that is called Swadhyaya, means self-study. Self-study means in that sense, who I am. मैं कौन हूँ, okay, कौन I am अस्मीति. This feelings, this kind of research is called swadhyaya or called self-study. Isran pranidhanam. Pranidhanam means fully dedicated. Samarpana bhava towards Ishvara. In Yoga Sutra they explain Isra pranidhana dva, first chapter. Means fully dedication towards Ishvara. Pranidhanam means purna rupena dhyanam, contemplation, meditation on Ishvara. So that is explained. Contemplation means deep contemplation. Deep contemplations on Ishvara. Purna rupena dhyanam, pranidhyanam on Ishvara, the Supreme. That explained like Klesha, Karma, Vipaka, Ashayan, Apramisha, all this explained. If you contemplate or concentrate or meditate on that particular quality, particular entity who is Ishvara, free from all this, Klesha, Karma, all these things are not there. Okay. In case of karma, any action, if you do any action, you should be keeping in mind these three things. One is tapas, swadhyaya and ishvara pranidhanani. Tapas means telling austerity in the level of three. Saririka, manasika and vachika means making your body through the satyam knowledge, rhythm knowledge. That is called tapas. Swadhyaya means self-study. Self-study means knowing about yourself. What is the cause of you, me? Okay, koyam asmi, who am I? All these kind of questions. If you're going on researching inside you, about you, not outside. Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhyanam, and the deep contemplation, meditations on Ishvara, who is free from all kinds of applications. That is called Kriya Yoga. So this is the definitions given of Kriya Yoga. So this sutra is the definition of Kriya Yoga. If they ask question, what is the definition of Kriya Yoga? The answer should be this one. Which one? Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana, Kriya Yoga. Following these three, Tapas, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana, that is called Kriya Yoga. So this is the definition of this sutra.
Yes. Last sutra we discussed regarding the Kriya Yoga. Means we need to practice Kriya Yoga by following three things. One is called Tapa, Swadhyaya and Ishvara Pranidhana. If you practice continuously by following these three things, the Inchitya, Rajas and Tamas will get clear. Only Sattva will be predominant in that stage. Still it's not over. Something will remain. But the ultimate aim is to overcome the Sattva also. So by practicing the Kriya Yoga, Sattva will be predominant and Rajas and Tamas will decrease. Clear. And this sutra will be talking the benefits of Kriya Yoga. What is the benefit if you do practice Kriya Yoga? It tells Samadhi Bhavanartha Kleshatanu Karanarthascha. Samadhi Bhavanartha Kleshatanu Karanarthascha. Samadhi Bhavanartha Klesha Tanu Karanarthascha. Samadhi, it already explained in earlier chapters and different types we explained. Samadhi means simply what higher state of mind where there is no any kind of modifications. Means pure state. Samadhi, Bhavanartha. Bhavana means thinking or the thoughts comes. Bhavane, thoughts. So the thinking or the thoughts of Samadhi comes if you practice Kriya Yoga. Plus, Tanurkarnarthascha, Klesha, Tanurkarnarthascha. Klesha means the obstacles or the problems. Klesha. Okay. Tanurkarnarthascha. We have 5 kleshas. In next sutra we will be explaining. Like you just remember, like avidya, ashmita, raga, dvesha and abhinivesha. These are the 5 kleshas it explained here. Like klesha tarukaranarthascha. The klesha will become tanu. Tanu means small, shina. It won't destroy fully. It won't get seized fully. The tanu will get shina. The kleshas will get shina. Tanu means getting shina or small. Okay. It won't get more and more. It will get decrease. How? If you practice Kriya Yoga. So their benefit is explained. If you practice, going on practicing Kriya Yoga, benefit number 1, what will happen? This is the 1 number benefit. Samadhi Bhavana. The thoughts of Samadhi will come. If you do not start to practice Kriya Yoga, that thought also won't come. If you practice Kriya Yoga, this feeling will come. Yes, I will get Samadhi. Means interest will come to go further towards Asampragyata. So that feelings in your chitta will come to get Samadhi. Samadhi Bhavanartha is the first benefit if you do Kriya Yoga. Second benefit telling Kleshas, Pancha Klesha we know. Avidya, Shmita, Raga, Dvesha and Abhinivesha we will discuss in upcoming sutras. Explain Tanu. Tanu means it will decrease, becoming small. Okay. Karanarthascha. Cha is the linker, it creates links between these two, 1 and 2. So this is the second benefit. Klesha, Tanukarana. The kleshas, the pancha kleshas will become small. Not destroy fully, but it will get small, decrease. But still it's there. Means it will get the stage of Ekagrata stage. Means you will reach the Ekagrata stage where the Sattva Guna will be predominant. Sattoguna still is present in the level of Kriya Yoga. If you practice Kriya Yoga, Sattoguna is present. But that is not the ultimate. You need to delete, you need to destroy, you need to overcome this guna also. Ekagra stage also. Then only you can reach Nirvija stage or Niruddha stage, which is called Asampragita stage. So this is the benefit of Kriya Yoga. If you practice Kriya Yoga, these two benefits you will get. First benefit is Samadhi Bhavanartha, the feelings of Samadhi that I want to get, I want to achieve that state. That Bhavana will come, that in Chitya, that thought will come, and kleshas. All these 5 kleshas, avidya, smita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, will get small, decrease. This is the benefit of this Kriya Yoga. Thank you.